From idea to IPO, here are the 6 milestones that actually matter, and most founders don't even know they're missing number 4. We break down how businesses actually work, and today we're reverse engineering the exact path from garage to going public. Because here's what nobody tells you. 90% of startups die before milestone 3, but if you make it past milestone 4, your odds of an IPO jump to 1 in 50. So let's break down each stage, what happens, how long it takes, and most importantly, what investors are watching when they decide if you're worth their money. Milestone 1, the garage, idea stage. Milestone 1, the garage. This is months 0 through 6. And no, you don't actually need a garage. Airbnb started in an apartment, Spanx started in Sarah Blakely's own closet. But here's what you do need, a problem worth solving. Not just any problem, a problem that makes people say, I can't believe this doesn't exist yet. During these first 6 months, founders are doing 3 things: obsessing over the problem, talking to potential customers, living in Reddit threads and Facebook groups where their target market hangs out, building a minimum viable product, or MVP, and I mean minimum. We're talking duct tape and dreams here. Uber's first version? You could only get black luxury cars in San Francisco. That's it. Finding a co-founder who complements your skills. Jobs had Wozniak, Gates had Allen, Zuckerberg had Eduardo. Well, that one didn't work out, but you get the point. Now here's what investors are not watching yet. They don't even know you exist. And that's fine, because at this stage you're not ready for them. The only metric that matters? Are you building something people will actually pay for? Let's find out in Milestone 2. Milestone 2, first dollar, validation, first dollar. This is months 6 through 18, and this is where 40% of startups die, because making something is easy. Getting someone to pay for it, that's validation. Your first customer is everything. I don't care if it's your mom. Actually, if your mom won't pay for it, that's a red flag. During this stage, smart founders are doing customer development. That's a fancy term for talking to users obsessively. Airbnb's founders? They literally went to New York and stayed with their hosts. They took professional photos of the apartments themselves. That's the level of obsession we're talking about. Here's what investors are watching now, if you've caught their attention. Are people paying? Are they coming back? Are they telling their friends? If the answer to all 3 is yes, you're ready for Milestone 3, and this is where things get interesting. Milestone 3, product market fit. Product market fit. Mark Andreessen, the legendary VC, said it best. Product market fit means being in a good market with a product that can satisfy that market. But here's how you know you have it. You can't keep up with demand. Your customer service is overwhelmed. Your servers are crashing. You're hiring as fast as possible and you're still behind. Sounds stressful, right? It's actually a great problem to have. Slack hit this at 15,000 daily active users. They knew they had something when teams were inviting other teams without any prompting. Dropbox? Their viral referral program, get free storage for referring friends, grew them from 100,000 to 4 million users in 15 months. Now, 70% of startups never make it here. They have users, but not raving fans. They have revenue, but no real growth engine. The golden ratio? Your LTV should be at least 3 times your CAC. If it is, and you're growing 10 to 20% month over month, congratulations, you're about to enter scaling chaos. Milestone 4, scaling chaos. Scaling chaos. This is years 3 through 5, and it's called chaos for a reason. Everything that worked when you had 10 employees breaks when you have 100. Your culture, tested, your systems, breaking. Your original co-founders, some of them might leave. This is where Uber fought regulatory battles in 50 countries, where Facebook moved from college networks to everyone, where Amazon went from books to, well, everything. Your scrappy MVP needs to become enterprise grade. You're thinking about security, compliance, redundancy, all the boring stuff that keeps you alive. This is when you see your first Super Bowl ad, when influencers start using your product without being paid. When your company name becomes a verb, just Google it. Here's what investors are watching now. Can you maintain growth while increasing headcount? Is your gross margin improving or declining? Are you building a moat, something defensible? And here's the secret metric nobody talks about, Rule of 40. If you're growing 30% and have 10% profit margins, that's 40. You're in the game. If you're growing 50% but losing 15%, that's 35. Investors get nervous, but if you nail this milestone, you're ready to become a growth machine. Milestone 5, the growth machine. The growth machine, years 5 through 8. This is when you stop being a startup and start being a real company. Netflix hit this when they went from DVDs to streaming. Tesla hit this when Model 3 production finally ramped up. Shopify hit this when merchants on their platform crossed $100 billion in sales. This is when founders start thinking about the exit. Not because they want to quit, but because they need capital to reach the next level. And that next level, it requires going public. Milestone 6. IPO Day, IPO Day. This usually happens around years 8 through 10, but there's no hard rule. Google went public in 6 years. Amazon took 3 years, but Airbnb, 12 years. Going public is not the finish line, it's a new beginning. Here's what actually happens. You hire investment banks, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. They create your S1 filing, basically your entire company life story that goes to the SEC. You pick your ticker symbol. You decide NYSE or NASDAQ. You go on a roadshow. The CEO and CFO fly to 15 cities in 10 days, pitching institutional investors, pension funds, hedge funds, mutual funds. You're asking, will you buy our stock? You wake up at 4 a.m. Eastern. You're at the exchange. Your team is there. The bell rings at 9:30 a.m. And then, the market decides what you're worth. Some founders love it. Others, like Elon with Tesla, call it a pain in the ass. Can these founders execute? Do they have domain expertise? Can they recruit A players? Look, from garage to IPO, it takes about a decade. It requires thousands of decisions, hundreds of hires, millions in capital, and a bit of luck. But every public company you use, Netflix, Spotify, Shopify, DoorDash, they all walk this exact path. They hit these 6 milestones, they survived the chaos, and they made it. So if you're building something right now, focus on the milestone in front of you, not the IPO, not the billions, just the next milestone, because that's how you get from garage to IPO. If this breakdown helped you understand how startups actually scale, hit that subscribe button. Every week, the Market Ledger breaks down how business really works. No fluff, just facts. Drop a comment below. Which milestone do you think is the hardest? My money's on milestone 4, scaling chaos. And if you want to understand how VCs actually decide who to fund, check out this video next.